All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever noticed how you feel like a totally different person when you travel? Or how some cities just click with you while others don't? Well, today we're diving into this really cool concept that takes ancient astrology and mashes it up with modern mapping tech to create what is essentially a personal GPS for your life. And that's a huge question, right? It's really the core of what we're talking about. Can literally changing your spot on the globe actually change your fortune, your career, your love life? Let's find out. So, here's the game plan. First, we'll look at the old astrological maps, what they promised and where they kind of fell short. Then, we'll bring in the technology that's a total game changer. We'll see how the old and new come together, how you can actually use this personal atlas, and then we'll wrap up with the most important part, what it all really means.
Okay, so this idea that certain places on Earth hold a special kind of energy just for you, it's not new at all. This is the world of locational astrology, and it's built on a pretty incredible promise.
The main tool here is called astrocartography. The idea is, based on the exact time and place you were born, you can project these planetary lines all across a world map. Just imagine this personal energy grid that's laid over the entire planet, showing you exactly where different parts of your life, like your career or relationships, get supercharged, for better or sometimes for worse.
And yeah, this right here, this is the big problem. A traditional astrocartography map looks like a plate of spaghetti. It's this tangled web of lines. And while there's so much powerful information in there, it's also static and just so complicated that for most people, trying to read it feels impossible.
But what if you could untangle that web? What if you could just pull out the one or two threads you actually care about? Well, this is where modern technology steps in and completely changes the game.
So say hello to GIS, or Geographic Information Systems. It sounds complicated, but you use it all the time. Think of Google Maps. GIS is the engine behind it. Its real power is organizing information into different layers. You have a layer for roads, a layer for businesses, a layer for parks, and you can turn them on and off. It's that layering that lets us see patterns we'd otherwise miss.
And that's the big shift right there. We go from something that's totally overwhelming and one size fits all to a tool that's clear, that's interactive, and that's deeply, deeply personal. It's your map.
So how does this actually work? How do we blend ancient wisdom with modern tech? Well, this is the really cool part. We basically treat your astrological chart as its own unique data layer that we can put on a smart map.
And the process is actually way simpler than you'd think. First, you just plug in your birth info, the date, the location, and the exact time. Then, the system calculates where all those personal planetary lines fall across the globe for you. And then, this is the magic step, it turns all that information into its own custom map layer, ready to go.
It all comes down to this. It's not about throwing out the ancient wisdom. It's about upgrading it. We're making it accessible, we're making it usable, and we're turning it into something that's a truly personal, interactive map for your own life.
Okay, so we've got this amazing tool. Now what? What can you actually do with it? This is where the fun really begins.
I mean, just look at the difference. It's night and day. With the old maps, you're stuck staring at a mess of static lines, trying to guess what it all means. With the AstroGS approach, you can filter everything by your specific goals, you can isolate just the energies you care about, you can instantly find your personal power zones and get analysis with a simple click.
And that filtering is huge. Let's say you're totally focused on your career right now. Instead of seeing 50 lines, you can tell the map, hey, just show me my Jupiter and Sun lines, the ones tied to success and expansion. Or maybe love is on your mind. Okay, just isolate your Venus lines. Suddenly the map becomes this clean, focused tool that answers your specific questions. This is always the first thing people want to know. Are there any special places on Earth that are extra lucky or powerful for me? With this kind of analysis, finding them is super easy.
We call these spots power zones or hotspots. It's simply a place where two or more of your important planetary lines cross over each other. This creates this unique blend of concentrated energy. Trying to find these on a traditional map is a nightmare, but a GIS system can just light them up for you instantly.
But it's not just about the exact line itself. You have to think of these energies as having a sphere of influence around them. So we can do something called the proximity analysis and tell the map, show me everything within, say, a 50-mile radius of this line. This lets you see entire regions and cities that might be great for you, not just a razor-thin path on a map. So, we've seen how incredibly powerful this tool can be. But, and this is a really big but, it is so important to come at this with the right mindset.
You gotta remember these 4 things.
First, and this is the big one, your free will is always more powerful than any line on a map. This is a tool for empowerment, not a fortune-telling machine. Second, accuracy is everything. A precise birth time is crucial because the whole map depends on it. Third, this is just one tool in your toolbox for life, not the only one. And finally, use it for insight to make better choices, not to look for absolute, unchangeable answers.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The goal isn't to say, if you move to Paris, you will meet the love of your life. No, it's to say the energetic conditions that support relationships seem to be really amplified for you around Paris, so that might be something you want to consider. See the difference? It's about making smarter, more informed choices. So that's really the question this technology leaves us with. It gives you a brand new way to look at the world, not just as a bunch of places, but as a landscape of your own personal potential. So where will your map take you?